Hello, Stardust, and welcome to Jordan's Journey Journal. Today's journal date is 07/17/2020, and we are recording it on 07/30/2020. This is one that really should have been posted before, and I'll go into that potentially, maybe, in a little bit, but I hope that you guys enjoy regardless. The song that we're going to be listening to today is Close to You by Justice Durr, and it's one of my favorites. And this particular journal entry is about a special girl in my life named Kay. Some stuff between me and her recently happened, and it's going to be up to her discretion if I post this or not, but still. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoy. Let's start the journal entry. Jordan's Journey Journal, 07/17/2020. I've talked a lot about Lauren and how I have to move forward from her, but I think something that I haven't really talked about is how it is with this new girl, Kay. She's really great, and to be honest, I haven't felt this way about anyone since Lauren, at least. And that was like 5 years ago. I've met people who I felt were attractive or funny or smart, but the fire just never seemed to last. The warmth couldn't heat both of us, or either myself or them decided to walk away before the s'mores got put on and things became a little bit more cozy. But to that fact, it could have been because my heart was always shut off when I met a new woman, and I could feel, even as some persisted or felt like the right fit on the surface, they never really were, until I matched with Kay on Tinder. Now, this is early June or late May that we started talking, and to be honest, I felt like she could be just another girl who I might have sex with and leave, or talk to and get bored of, or maybe she just get bored of me and leave like most and just deuce. Again, before the s'mores even got started. But one thing this magical human did was stay and persist, which is something that I don't mind at all, but was something out of the ordinary for me. A lot of times I feel like I have to impress the woman or woo her, meanwhile still talking to my ex and having the falsity of getting back together, and thus thinking of them as a backup of sorts. But like Simone with his drill, Kimberly just kept pushing and pushing, drilling and drilling until she broke through to me. And it wasn't like how I was expecting. It was like a cosmic kick in the face that I've hoped for. It was gentle and with care, just like she is. I'm so used to just sitting by the fire alone and talking to the stars, the spirits, and the fire itself, waiting for the day of my passing or something amazing to come, that I forgot what it was like to have someone who cares truly beside you. Someone to share the warmth with. And even though we're not boyfriend and girlfriend yet, I'm happy just to have someone sitting beside keeping me warm, and I hope that I'm doing the same. I'm happy to not be so closed off anymore and leaving Lauren in better hands. Kimberly's making me change myself for the better regardless of how this relationship pans out. I'll be grateful for a passing or staying space cowgirl aboard the Blues. That's going to be the name of my ship since in Cowboy Bebop. I have to just open up to her about a few more subjects like Lauren and the concept of Kiki and how kooky I really am, but I'm sure she'll accept me. Oddly like how marshmallows, chocolate, and graham crackers accept each other. I hope this one stays for s'mores, for they're damn fine and I haven't had one in a long time. And now, a poem. Loose lips sink ships, but a hull too full will also cap the boat. You can't keep all your secrets surrounded by a moat. There's some who can just float, right over the wall, the bridges, and all the guards, and right into your arms. Will you, with your cold heart, let a tear shed from your frowning face, or will you meet them in their loving embrace? For this life is meant to be shared, not trapped inside. If a pillar never tried to get out of the cocoon, then we would never see a beautiful butterfly. Spread your wings, O trapped king, trapped by your own suffering. Allow love to come back into your heart, once again. That has been the poem. And thank you guys for listening to my journal entry. Feel free to stop here if you don't want to hear my little talk in the end. My freestyled, just kind of what's going on in my head. So yeah, as the song ends. I want to keep this one special. I really want to make sure that Kay understands how much she means to me. Because, like I said in the journal entry, I haven't really met a person who has treated me in this certain way. And I just had a phone call with her, and I was, she was like, what do you mean I just drilled and drilled and drilled? That's a bad thing, Does that mean, like, I love too hard on you? And I was like, no, not at all. It was Simone drilling. It was him and his consistent drilling that really got to me, because normally I never open up. I'm like the most tightest oyster that never reveals. I don't even need the pearl. I just like to slurp them, but that's beside the point. That never reveals the pearl, And I hope I have one inside, and I'm sure I do. But sometimes I kind of get down on myself, because I always think that I don't deserve love and affection because of what happened with my past relationship and all the scars that I've inflicted upon myself because of that, because of how I hurt her, and how, ironically, as me and my ex reconnected, it opened up that door again for me to heal, but it equally shut the door for me and Kay, and that's kind of where I am now, 15-ish days later, half a month later. We were going really great, and then I got this text message from my ex, and it really kind of severed things, because I realized how much I still do deeply care for my ex. And it really sucks, because I really wanted to move on. I thought that the last thing that, me and my ex kind of said to each other she kind of said to me was, you have to really stop trying to put yourself in my life. It's not going to happen. I need you to move on for me. Do me a favor and move on for me. And I have to respect that. So I tried for months and months and months and months, actually years, but months and months and months, to try to move on. I finally find this awesome person, and as God would have it, the most ultimate sniper in the universe, did a 360 no scope and just shot me and my phone with the same bullet, and just completely blew up everything. But me and Kay had a really hard but good, I think, hopefully good, talk about the state of where I am, the state of where she was, and she was very hurt by some of the journal entries that I made prior to this that I have since taken down, or at least put on unlisted, and I'm starting anew, trying to think about myself a little bit more, and trying to think about, how I can be creative and not destructive, how I can use the hurt that I've experienced and not hurt others. And this is something that I get into in a talk or in a journal entry that I just wrote on the 30th today, that I'm hoping that I can get by, or that I'm hoping that I can get to today. So I may post to. But still, this is going to be a little bit shorter one. Usually they float around like 20 minutes, the journal entries, but you can stop listening at whatever time. As long as you can listen to the journal entry, I'm pretty happy. This is just my ramblings over some nice guitar. Over Justice Dur, actually, not just some nice guitar. This guy's fucking phenomenal. I would go listen to him. JUSTICEDER. Shameless plug. He is amazing. He is like, love making music. Kill it any day of the week. I would love to meet the dude, have a little interview with him. Like, so what's really under your hat? He's like, hair every day of the week, but sometimes there's a worm that no one can see. And I'm like, what does that mean? And he's like, shh, he's there. He's sleeping. Anyway, last thoughts before I kind of pause and leave you guys. It's hard to leave love, especially new love that's coming into your life. But know that, or at least I discovered that, it's for the best, and it's for the best of both of us. We kind of referred it to the Twin Towers, not the as in being two twin towers, not necessarily the Twin Towers. I wrote about this in my entry, so I'm going to go into a little bit. My entry that I wrote today. Not being in each other's shadow, not being connected at the hip, not having one collapse, pardon the phrase, but having having two independent entities that are both very powerful but choose to stand by each other because, just the way, the energy, the way they make each other feel. That's kind of what I wanted in a relationship, and I noticed that Kay was freaking me out a lot because of how hard she felt for me, and I wasn't ready. And the text message from Lauren didn't help, and I knew that my feelings were developing fast, but I always felt like I was being pulled in two directions because of some things that I'm dealing with. And if you guys want to know a little bit more about those, look to the 7/30/2020 journal entry, which I'll try to go into a little bit. I have many mental disorders and certain fantasies and ideas about the world that I'm trying to kind of cleanse myself of and return back into a more stable reality. And Kay helped me a lot with that. Kay kind of brought me back, and I'm very happy to have her and still have her in my life. I'm happy that we remained friends, at least for now. I still like her a lot, but the main thing is I don't want to fuck things up with her, because she said it, and it was a very good point. What if we're 2 years into a relationship, and Jordan, instead of trying to work through his problems with his ex, just kind of suppressed them and got really good at suppressing them, and then all of a sudden the faded text message where his ex just kind of wanted to check in on him came up, and then it exploded 2 years into a relationship. That would have been destructive compared to us, where we're just like a month, 2 months and a half, almost 3 months into a relationship. We're honestly really getting to know each other well, and I get this, so I would rather it happen now than then. And she made a very good point, and that's the point to end on. Sometimes things are meant to be, sometimes things aren't meant to be, sometimes things are meant to happen, but I always believe that everything is meant to happen for a reason. And then there was a talk that I listened to with Ram Dass while I was at the gym, because I couldn't listen to music. I couldn't listen to fucking Two Bears, One Cave or Joe Rogan or anything. I needed to listen to just some meditative advice. And basically he said, I'm going to butcher it, but everything that happens, everything is suffering, but learn to turn your suffering into strength, I think. That wasn't the exact quote, that's my butchering of the quote. I should really look into it and see what he said. And matter of fact, I'll do you guys a service and play it for you. 1 second. So this is the Ram Dass Be Here Now podcast, episode 163, named The Emptiness of the Compass, I believe. And this is what was said.
The art is to embrace the suffering without judgment, with appreciation in the perfection of the laws of the universe, which includes your own heartbreaking. We are human, and we have to allow for our humanness to be there alongside of our striving to become kinder, more compassionate, more loving beings. So this is...
Yeah, sorry about the last part, I should have cut it, but basically, I very much butchered, I guess. Allow your suffering to become your strength, and don't take it too hard, is kind of what I would say. And because the thing is that really hit me was I really hurt. It was almost as if I was lying to her, or I was like gaslighting her about this entire thing, and I wanted to make sure that she knew that I was like, I still have feelings for you. Everything that we experienced was real. It was there, and I was there with you, for everything. And I will be here for you because you're that special to me, throughout everything. And that's just the last message that I want to say to you guys, and I'll keep it silent for the rest. So anyway, I think I said her name. Fuck. To bleep that shit out. Sorry. Okay. Anyway, Stardust. I'll see you on the other side of Mars, where Roy Lars sits in another dimension, spitting bars. And if I don't see you, good evening, good afternoon, and good night. Remember to always live life and fight the good fight.